Hello, beautiful people, beautiful empaths and sensitive souls. I'm here today to talk to you about empaths and codependency. Because so many of my clients first come to me with all of these codependency tendencies without even realizing what codependency even means. So I hope that this helps you reflect on your own behavior and tendencies. And if you are an empath, I ask you to consider whether you might be codependent as well. Codependency tendencies can be so easily intertwined with the empath traits, and that's why so many of us get confused. And that's why it's also so important to be clear on what the difference is and how to differentiate what those tendencies are in comparison with who we are as people and as empaths. Because we were not born to be codependent. Codependency is a survival mechanism that so many of us empaths unfortunately have had to endure in order to enable us to cope through some difficult situations in life. And a very common misconception to do with codependency is that it means that we're not independent as people. Now, I used to think, oh, there's no way I'm a codependent because I'm very independent. I work for myself. I make my own money. I don't live with someone 24/7. I can't possibly be codependent. But that's not at all what it means. We tend to think that it's to do with external dependency, like externally relying on someone for finances or any kind of daily habits or taking care of your home or of yourself. Which might be the case for some people, but it's not always the case with codependency. Because codependency is an emotional dependency. It's a sense of attachment to a person which makes us dependent on their sense of validation or their approval or their love so that we can get an emotional fix from it. So we give and hope for that emotional fix in return for what we give. Now, empaths are in part more prone to becoming codependents because we tend to naturally develop a sense of attachment and deep care towards others. And another key reason for the development of codependency tendencies among empaths is that empaths sense the subtleties. We sense the subtleties in our environment, and including as children. And that includes we sense the subtleties in the struggles of others, in their pain and their suffering. And as children, of course, we don't have the tools and the awareness to understand what's really happening around us. So we'll naturally want to adapt ourselves, including our behavior or our habits, to help those around us, thinking that we can try and calm the situation, calm the chaos around us and make everything better, try and take control of the situation. And this is what makes us fall victim to becoming more aware or conscious of other people's pain and feelings than we do our own. Empaths naturally want to prioritize other people because they have this deep sense of care. But there is, in a healthy way, there's an equal sense of giving and receiving. So I personally always said that I'd rather go through pain myself than to witness someone I care about go through it. And for us empaths, witnessing other people's pain can make us feel double the pain. But we feel both their pain and we feel our own pain, which makes it unsurprising that we'd rather go through it ourselves. But if we continue to live life in this way of walking on eggshells around others and over-giving towards them in fear of any negative emotions that we might receive from them in return, then we start to become reliant on the unpredictability of other people's emotions, and we start to allow other people's emotions to define our truth. We think that we are being of service to others by overgiving, and I've had many clients come to me and say this, that this is rooted in their religious beliefs, which they believed held them back from setting boundaries because they felt that they should always be giving towards others and give everything that they have, even if it meant that if it was something that they lacked within themselves. But the key part that people miss out on is that even our saviors, in whichever religion or whichever faith that you might believe in or not, all of those saviors had to practice self-care and receive for themselves before they were able to give. They had to replenish themselves by the river, by the lake. They had to replenish themselves before they could offer themselves to others. So giving from a place of codependency is not as meaningful as giving from a place of pure service. Service is the act of love. The purity of love means offering love from a place of wholeness, not from a place of fear. Now, if you resonate with everything that I've said so far, the one thing I'd like you to think about this week is to stop and question your intention before saying yes or giving something to someone. Ask yourself, is it coming from a place of fear, or is it coming from a place of wholeness? Now, if you stop and reflect before you give every time this week, ask yourself that question. And once you begin to notice those impulses, those codependent impulses, then it starts to become easier to start altering them. Now, it's not as easy as I'm probably making it sound, but this is the first small step in that direction. And awareness is the first small step to creating change in our own behavior. And once you've managed to practice this, I'd love for you to drop me a comment below this post and let me know what those moments of awareness have brought for you this week and what might have changed in your thinking. I'd love to hear your stories this week, so please drop me a comment and let me know once you've been able to practice this. I can't wait to hear how you get on, guys. See you soon.